All right. I want to welcome you to the Do Work Podcast. The Do Work Podcast is a weekly podcast where we discuss all things mindset, motivation, entrepreneurship, and living your best life possible. And today is no different. Today is no different. We are in our 31 days of motivation and mindfulness series. Make sure to check out the other 20 days. This is day 21. Make sure to check out the other 21 days. Because let me tell you, it's been awesome. It's been eye-opening, and I'm loving the feedback I'm getting. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it thus far. All right. So before I go any further, I'm going to say this. This episode has a lot of explicit language. So if you're one of those people who are easily offended, this episode is not for you. You may want to skip it. If you got your kids in the car and you don't want them hearing a lot of, rough language, then you need to listen to this at another time. I'm giving you 5 seconds to make a life decision. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm going. Everything's on you. All right, guys, it's day 21. And the title of day 21 is Fuck It. Now, before I get into this, I know you guys are probably like, Diva, why would you make that the title of a motivation and mindfulness series? And I'm going to tell you why. Well, I have several reasons, but we'll get into it, and I'll try to keep this brief. So there is so much power in the phrase fuck it. And I used to personally, it's funny how now society has kind of accepted it, right? Because before, you would never see books, for example, with the title Fuck It on it. Like, it just was uncommon. It would never be commonplace in any capacity. But now it's so common. And it's so mainstream to just be like, fuck it. Now, I am not one to take words lightly. I love words. I love the power in words. I mean, clearly I enjoy speaking. But I want you to claim the fuck it mentality when needed. Key phrase there, when needed. And this is why. There's 2 ways to perceive fuck it. So either it is 100% a cop-out, lack of not trying, or it is more of an empowering thing of, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to do what needs to be done. I'm not going to be concerned, swayed, or altered by outside influences. Fuck it. I'm going to do me. I'm going to make this happen. We're going to get into the latter. So there's a lot of power and freedom to honestly and openly just be like, fuck it. I'm not worried about it. Now, if you truly mean that, it's freeing because you're freeing yourself of other people's shit, like other people's bullshit. You're freeing yourself of everything that could potentially stop you from attaining your goal. You're saying, fuck it, I'm going all in. Fuck it, I'm going hard. That's what you're doing. So I love this whole concept, especially I would say the last 5 years, where everybody's like the art of not giving a fuck. I think that's a book. And they like had to cross out the U or something and put a little asterisk in there. But it simply is this, guys. You shouldn't be worried about other people any damn way. You shouldn't be worried about what they think, how they feel, and not in a mean way. You should be willing, open, and honest and able to do what you need to do and what you want to do and not feel pressured to conform to what others expect from you. Yes, they're basic societal expectations. So for all you weird people, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you're in the trenches, you're building your business, and people telling you it's not going to work, you have to say fuck it, fuck them, and you need to do what you need to do and stay focused. It's about when people come in and try to stop your growth physically. Say you're working on your body, you have these goals, these body goals, whatever they may be for you. And again, the naysayers coming in telling you what you won't accomplish, or even you letting self-doubt creep in. You gotta be like, I'm not listening to this. Fuck it, let's go. Sometimes when things don't work out quite the way we plan, instead of stressing and agonizing over what we no longer have, what was lost, you simply just need to say fuck it and move on. Now, the more the more you're able to do that when it's needed and in the appropriate way, the less stress you're going to feel, the less you'll feel trapped, the less you'll feel like you have to conform to standards that don't equate to you. And again, there are basic societal norms, people. Don't be weird. Do not be weird. I'm not talking about no weird stuff here. But you have to know when to say fuck it. And that is about knowing when to essentially let go. You have to know when to let things go. You have to know when to let things not bother you. And that's hard for a lot of people. It's super hard for a lot of people. You want freedom? Learn to just say fuck it. And know that by saying that, you're letting go of whatever is potentially going to hinder you from progress. People, ideals, things, situations, whatever it may be. There's power in it. There is a lot of power in it. Now, clearly, in a professional setting, we can't go into meetings and be like, fuck you, fuck it. Like that probably won't go too well. But when you walk out and you get in your car, say fuck it, because ultimately you're going to do what you want to do and what you need to do. That's what's going to happen. And as long as you got that and you have that mindset, you'll be a lot less stressed. Once you learn not to give a fuck, you'll be a lot less stressed. Do not let other people's problems become your problems. And I'm going to say it again. Do not let other people's problems become your problems. Don't let their insecurities become your insecurities. Don't let their uncertainties become your uncertainties. You have to learn to not give a fuck. When people are coming into you and telling you you are trash and you're going to fail, you have to not give a fuck what they say and stay on task. Stay on point. When you have a moment that really upsets the balance of your life and you feel like your world is crumbling, you got to say fuck it. You got to not give a fuck, and you need to get focused and move on to the next thing. That's what has to happen. If you don't do that, you'll be a mess. You'll be worried and stressed about every little thing, and you cannot be. So what are my words for you? You got to learn to say fuck it, fuck you, and keep it moving. Now, the one thing I will say to you, if you don't work for yourself, don't walk into your boss saying that. You might not have a job unless you know you certain. It's power in it. It's a statement. It says a lot. It says a lot. The art of not giving a fuck is a talent. It's a skill. A lot of people say they don't give a fuck, but they really do. and it hurts them deeply and secretly. Don't be that person. Say it, mean it, own it. So again, fuck it. Say fuck you when needed. Learn to not give a fuck and keep it moving. All right, guys. I want to thank you for tuning in to the Do Work Podcast. This is 31 Days of Motivation and Mindfulness. Today was day 21. It's called Fvck It. It's what it is. I told you this was an explicit episode. So if you shocked, that's your fault, because that means you wasn't listening in the beginning like you were supposed to. Pay attention. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my newsletter. Go over to divarichards.com. Subscribe to the Do Work newsletter. Also subscribe on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your streaming, your podcast. That's where you go. Because if you go there, I'm quite sure I'll be there. All right, fam. This is day 21. And keep this in mind. Remember, nothing changes unless you do. Nothing changes unless you do the work. Let's go.